Hey everyone, we're going to be making some soup tonight out of this cookbook, which I've had for years and years. It's a great cookbook, a beautiful cookbook, but this is the recipe we're making tonight. But I'm going to change it up a little bit and make it in my Instapot. So I have, currently off, but I've put a tablespoon of peanut oil down in the bottom. I'm going to turn it on to saute. And we're probably going to do about 7 minutes. Medium heat is good. And we're going to give it a start. And to that, I'm going to add my 1 chopped onion. I believe that was 4 carrots, but they were pretty small, so probably about 3. And then 3 pretty small stalks of celery. I'm going to add those into the pot and let them saute for that 7 minutes. Okay, so that's my vegetables sauteed. Now I'm going to remove them from the pot and set them aside and then add my chicken. Alright, so I've put 1.5 cups of chicken broth and 1.5 cups of water in this pot and 3 chicken breasts, which ends up being about 2 pounds. So I need to put it on pressure cook, and it's 4 minutes per pound plus 1 minute for each pound over that. So 5 minutes, gonna hit start. Then I'm gonna put my top on. Make sure you have your gasket, which is this little rubber piece, in there, and make sure that it's properly installed. Then put your top on, like so. You'll hear it make noise, and then we'll twist it like so. Make sure this is set to pressure, not vent. And now everything is going, and so this will preheat, and when it's done preheating, it'll automatically start pressure cooking, and it'll cook that 5 minutes, and then we'll be back. While everything's getting started in the pressure cooker, I got together my spices. So this is 2 minced fresh cloves of garlic. This is 2 tablespoons of dried cilantro, 2 teaspoons of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, and a dash of cayenne pepper. Okay, so it's finished its time, and now I let it sit for the 5 minutes to kind of come down on the pressure a little bit, and then I just released the pressure back here, and that's the hissing you hear, and you'll see it's switched over to vent now. And as soon as that little silver thing drops down, I'll be able to open it up. There we go. Now we can open it. So I'm going to give it a twist, and it'll make some singing. Super steamy. And you'll see it's actually still boiling down in there. So now my chicken is done, and I'm going to add my other ingredients. So we'll put the carrots and celery and onions back in, like so. I'm trying to do it one-handed, so it's a little bit harder. And we'll add in our spices that we had. Okay. Then I'm going to add in 2 cups of dried orzo. So there's 1. Let me grab my other one. I got to get my jar back open because I closed it. I'll do a 2nd cup. I like a heavy on the pasta soup. Sorry about that. There's some stuck in there. Now we're going to give this a stir. Just get all those spices and everything mixed in. Make sure that your pasta is down in there where it can get plenty of liquid. Now we're actually going to take those pieces of chicken out because we don't need them cooking anymore. And I could have taken them out first, but I forgot. So I'm just going to sit them over here in my bowl. Let's make sure that pasta gets off of it. There we go. And we'll do this last one. Alright, it's already smelling really good. I think there's plenty of liquid in there for my pasta, so I'm not going to add any more. Now, we're going to switch this back on to saute and bring it on high this time and bring it up to a boil. So let's switch over to saute. Oh, I guess I have to cancel that. Switch over to saute. We want it on high and we want 3 minutes. Make sure to give it a good stir so nothing's sticking. And now you leave the top off and it's going to come to a boil and cook that pasta. Alright, so we're boiling away. Make sure you come by and stir it pretty often because that pasta will try to stick to the bottom. And in a couple more minutes, I will add the chicken back in that I have shredded over here. Okay, so it didn't make it all the way to the saute cycle. It was still in the heating up section, but my orzo is done. I checked it several times throughout the cooking process, and it is done. And I added my shredded chicken back in. I only used 1.5 of those chicken breasts. The rest I'll save for something else. But that's what it looks like. See all those vegetables and chicken and spices, and you're fogging up and orzo. And that's going to be lovely.